I was up late night balling. Hello everyone, Ryan here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the new Vince Staples album titled Big Fish Theory. Vince Staples is a fairly young West Coast rapper who has had a couple of releases so far. He dropped a good EP in 2014 or 2015 I believe, titled Hell Can Wait. I thought it showed a lot of promise, especially on tracks like Blue Suede. I really like that song. And then he followed up again later on with the album Summertime '06, which for me went on a bit too long. There were a lot of good tracks there, but unfortunately I think there was just too much meh on that album for it to be a great album as a whole. The thing is though, even with that album that I didn't particularly like that much, I've always seen a lot of potential in Vince Staples. I've always thought he could rise above and drop a great album one day. And although there's been a ton of hype for Big Fish Theory, I still don't think he's dropped that great album just yet. Vince Staples tackles some more experimental and completely different instrumentation this time with his beats. There are some really interesting sounds, and some of the producers that he's brought on board with this album are quite different from what he's done before, and I do appreciate that a lot. I think there's a lot of great beats that he's incorporated in this album, but some of them aren't that good, and I don't think some of the hooks on this album particularly resonate too well either. A good example of that is the track Yeah Right, with the hook that goes yeah right, yeah right, yeah right, oh yeah right, yeah right, yeah right. It's just a bit redundant for me, but it's a real shame because there's great production on there. This snarling beat comes in from Flume's production, and Sophie is involved in it as well. I think it really works so well for the track, and these trap beats come in too. It's a banging beat, but it's just that hook doesn't particularly do too well for me. And the Out of Nowhere feature from Kendrick Lamar does help me like the song a little bit more, but still I don't really love the track. Also, the closing track, Rain Come Down, is a bit of a redundant, boring chorus with the Rain Come Down. It's probably one of the worst songs on the album if I'm being honest, but it's just some of these hooks really could have done a lot better than they did do. Party People and Big Fish probably have the best choruses on the whole album. I really like the dancey tone to Party People, although the hook is simplistic, but I think it is the most effective one on the album. And I've already said in my track review how much I like the West Coast vibe of Big Fish. I think if he'd gone down that direction on the majority of this album, I think I probably would have liked it more, but that's not to say that what he's done here is bad. I just think he just hasn't quite grasped the style yet. But I must say I do love the garage style beat on the opening song, Crabs in a Bucket. I think that really works well. I think it's got quite a grimy sound to it as well. And again, this would have been perfect if he was rapping like this on the rest of the tracks, but I don't think his rapping really shines on this album, to be honest. Homage might be another good example of where Vince Staples is spitting some fire on the album, but the thing is, this beat really sounds like B.O.B. by Outkast, so I'm just a little bit put off by it, because I'm not saying it's a rip-off or anything like that, but I just feel like it's so similar that I would just much prefer to be listening to B.O.B. by Outkast. Now, I really must commend Vince Staples for making a fairly short hip-hop album in today's trend of making well over hour-long albums. I mean, just look at the new DJ Khaled album, an hour and 23 minutes. Like, they're clearly trying to just take a grab from streaming services and stuff like that, so they can get more streams on a lot of their songs. But this is a 36-minute album. There's a lot of good stuff to like here. I just don't really love it, if I'm being honest. Vince Staples is going in the right direction though. This production is really forward thinking. It's something that hip hop could start doing in the future, like more of this sound, but he's just not got it perfect on his first time around doing this. I have no doubt that he'll get there though. I think he will on his next release. There's a lot of great songs on this album. Do check it out. I'm gonna say it's a C minus. I think it's decent, but it's just there's too many misfires on this album for it to be a great album. If you do like this review though, make sure you like and subscribe for more music reviews, and have a good day.